So I was thinking that one of the best ways really for me to kind of extract wisdom from myself is just to be asked a question or ask a question in my mind or try to answer somebody's question even on a recording, because it's in the moment that you get the wisdom and the ideas. If you're present and you're connected and you're really in the state of being in a high consciousness, the answers will just come. So what you need is only somebody to ask a question to bring it through, and that's why you don't have to store up all of the wisdom of the universe. I mean, I've read everything I could get my hands on, but I don't have to remember and everything, and learn more and more and keep track of it and try to store it in my memory. Wisdom doesn't come from your memory. Wisdom only can come in the present moment. It just comes now. If you just focus your attention on what the question is. So, and I know that you practice this.
Yep, here we go.
So I'm going to ask you a question. We're just going to test this or play with it because we know that's the way it happens. So what would you say to people who are, maybe have experienced some of the hardship that you have, but what would you say to somebody who's like, maybe they're broke or they're experiencing depression or some kind of thing that holds them back in their life? What would you tell them? What kind of hope or wisdom?
Well, that was a pretty loaded question because there's several different questions within that one question. To kind of take it, back a step, all of those are really issues that, come out of a particular, problem, which is an inequity within yourself or within your parents, but there's definitely inequity, and most of the time it's between one of those two. The more one of those two, by I would say an 85 to 15%, I would say would be the parents. And a lot of people blame their parents for a lot of different things or have issues with their parents. And, kind of going back to that, the first thing I think that we really need to say, is that's not my fault. That's not something that I had control of or that I can change. And then really feel that feeling and think about what it is, to think about and relive that a little bit and, be back at that time to where you were really experiencing the things that you experienced and realize that from your adult perception that it really wasn't your fault. Now that being said, that's only bringing us to the present line. Now I was talking about moving forward. Once we accept what we have and we realize that those things weren't our fault, we can allow ourselves to believe and to breathe and to feel like we can exist. So from that existence, we really want to plot a course from there. And so you can't really plot a full course because you haven't really laid out a foundation. So the first step in your course is laying out a little foundation. And from that foundation, you can plant your feet, you can take a deep breath, you can exist in a stable platform where your vibrational level can even back out with the universe because we're coming back to square. And after your vibrational level evens out, then you can start thinking about what your next step is going to be. Now this can happen at different rates of speed depending on who you are and what you believe, but there is no right way or wrong way. There is only walking the path. Now you don't want to run down the path and you don't want to sit on the path. You want to walk down the path. And as you walk, you get to get your exercise and release that energy, but you also get to see everything around you that's so beautiful and amazing. Because otherwise, if you run, you just pass it all by. And you may get where you're going, but you're going to get there so fast, you're going to be tired, your energy's going to be depleted, you wouldn't have seen all the wonderful things. So what did you really accomplish? So basically, after you create your platform, you can start to walk. Where your path will take you, I can't say. It really depends on you and what your goals are, but you have to remember that it's not your fault what happened before, but you are responsible for what happens now. And that's a big step to take, and I understand that. That's why you need a foundation and a platform to step from in order to feel that and to believe that and to go through those growing pains. But remember, they are growing pains as long as you're walking the path. No sitting on the path. You can't just sit there and be lazy and depressed and broke and hate yourself. What's that doing? It's nothing. It's zero. That's less than nothing. But even if you're just sitting and looking up and creating your platform, that's still something. But the goal is to get up and walk. Accomplish something every day. If you accomplish something every day, no matter how small as doing the dishes for someone else, or going out and looking for a job, or even just creating a positive energy in which you can exist and think, as long as you're walking the path, that's really what I would say. So to answer your question, Sherry,
Wow.
Organic Enlightenment, I'm Christopher, Enabling Awakening.